Welcome back to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oakbridge Wealth Management. I'm Matt Perkins, joined as always by Badger legend, the Hebrew Hammer himself, Matt Bernstein. Bernie, how we doing today, buddy?
Let's go, dude. We're going to be at Madison this weekend. I mean, honestly, it's a winnable game after, I just had a pre-workout, so I'm lit right now. I feel great. It's a winnable game after what I saw. I mean, granted, we lost, but we did it in a way that I am frustrated still. I've been texting you all weekend, but it's Monday, so I swallowed a lot of it. But I'm celebrating a moral victory, and you know what? For losing, and I'm going to enjoy it. And no one can take this from me. You watch the Jets game, my fantasy football team can't even score a point. Moral victories, here we are. But I actually think we have a lot of good to talk about.
There is a lot of good to talk about, but what's even better to talk about first, Matt Bernstein, is for our announcement this Saturday at Homecoming, 11 a.m., Jay's Bar in Madison, formerly the Red Shed. We are going to be there doing a live show. We've got Lee Evans, Brian Calhoun, Travis Beckham, Jonathan Clinkscale, and more guests coming with us, 11 to 12:30. If you are hearing this, we are inviting you to join us. Even if you're not hearing this, we're still inviting you to join us. It is going to be an awesome time. We're giving you plenty of time to go tailgate before the game, but we want to get your Saturday for Homecoming started right with a live show. Big shout out to Jay for helping us organize that. The owner of Wando's and Jay's. And Bernie, I could not be more excited to be in Madison with you, even though the football team, not exactly on the best trajectory these days.
Listen, guys, this is what it's all about. Homecoming, comeback support. Let's see a Big Ten win. Let's be positive. I do find things that are exciting for what I saw. Maybe people are listening to our show who are calling plays, Matt Perkins. I don't believe that to be true, but it'd be nice. I said to start first off, let's go into the good. I'm just so fired up.
Yeah, so it's Monday Morning Fullback. We do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We haven't had a lot of good the last couple games, though. There actually is some good to take away from the Badgers' performance at Michigan this past weekend. Badgers lose 24-10. They covered. So at least we've got.
Seemed like there was some canoodling at the end of the game. We can talk about
get into that when we get into the bad and the ugly. But let's start with the good, Bernie. What's your good from the game?
I got a couple goods. We scored on the first drive.
Yes, we did.
Hallelujah.
If you listened to our show last week, you know that Bernie said just line up and run power. What did they do on that first play drive? They ran power 5 times.
And we scored a touchdown on power, and out of different formations and different looks, but all the same schemes. So guess what? Guess what also you did? You listened. Vinny Anthony. Hello.
Yeah, that was my good, Bernie. How long have I been saying, get the ball to Vinny early and often? That's exactly what they did. Vinny finishes the game 9 catches for 97 yards. And I was so happy to see him getting involved early. He is the best playmaker on the team. You've got to get him the ball as much as possible. And that's what they did. After Dylan Jones, he had the second most touches on the team. And I just love to see that. 11 yards a catch isn't like the greatest, but man, he was effective. And him and Hunter Simmons definitely had a solid connection going.
Listen, I'll say good. Hunter Simmons. To me, that was a completely bizarre. We're all texting each other at 11:45 going, Hunter Simmons is starting? And you're like, what the hell is going on? So what the hell is going on? This is all to me coaching, which is kind of getting into the weird, but I thought Hunter Simmons played an okay game. I wouldn't say perfect, obviously. He wasn't perfect. I would say that he managed the game. He got, 9 receivers the ball. He made some good throws when we needed it. And honestly, I have an ugly. And one of the uglies is the refereeing.
Oh, God.
I'll say this. If you don't call that pass interference on the pick, I have no idea what you're doing in Big Ten officiating. That was horrible. He had no chance to get the ball. He was contacted way early. It was a pick, and it was a huge play in the game. I think there were 2 huge plays in the game, and Kondenko going off sides with 4 minutes left.
Yep.
Killed that drive. Momentum taken back. I hate to single somebody out, but the jump that was a touchdown, by the way. They threw it to Dupree. He was going to score.
Yes,
and that's a whole new ball game. And I think it threw everything off. And I think it even threw the coaches off because, I mean, I don't want to go into that yet, but that the refereeing was trash. Another good, listen, the defense fought. I mean, they did give up, career days to both the running back and the quarterback, but they held Michigan, number 20, to 24 points when our offense didn't stay on the field.
And that's the thing to me. Yes, Justice Haynes had a couple big runs, but for the most part, the run D was there. That he was able to get that big 43-yarder, I want to say, on their first drive. One or two other big plays, but for the most part, they bottled him up. I think that on that touchdown run on the first drive, they could have done. They did not set the edge, and he was just able to get outside really easily. And I thought Allegra was in a position to set that edge and maybe dive and get that blocker out of the way, push the blocker back into Haynes. But you know what? We're being a little ticky-tack there. You talk about the referees. If you're going to call pass interference on Hallman on an uncatchable ball that was 10 yards short of the receiver, you have to call pass interference on the pick that Hunter Simmons threw.
The refereeing was bad, and I'm not one to just single that out, but that's a call that they need to start having what's it called review for. I mean, that is such a there should be a way for the coaches to throw a red flag or an indigo, I don't care what color it is, to say that's the wrong call or no, that's the wrong no call, because this is a game changing, and this is the Big Ten. We're not playing high school football. That's game changing.
Absolutely.
And that was BS, and it's horrible. And it makes Hunter Simmons look like he had a worse this game when it shouldn't have happened. Like it's just inappropriate, and it sucks that it happened to us. And listen, if it happened the other way, I'd still be saying the same thing. Yeah. I'd be happy about it, but I'd be saying the same thing.
Rico did have that pass interference, but I thought he looked way better against Michigan than he had against Maryland, than he did against Alabama, than even he did against MTSU.
Our guys were queued up and ready, but that's so here's my nervousness is that we had 2 weeks to prepare and we looked prepared. We have 1 week to prepare. What's going to happen? So I need more data points in like what I think this team can be right now, but you're giving me hints of like dominating on the O-line for the first drive, running power, having it downhill, looking like old school Wisconsin, throwing short passes, letting Vinny Anthony do some things. And then we kind of revert back. I do not understand bringing Danny O'Neal in to run some plays. We're getting ticky-tacky. I thought that was awful. Nothing against Danny O'Neal, but only against, why are you calling those plays? Hunter Simmons is doing fine.
He was playing fine, and here's the other thing. When Danny O'Neal comes in, he's going to be running. It gives the defense away. I didn't love that wildcat to Yakimelli. That is getting too cute. Again, stop getting so cute. Bernie, run power, run your quick passing attack to Vinny and Tretch, and just keep some positive.
Listen, we were having momentum. A lot of success in the 5-yard passes.
Yeah. And
we should have kept going. Grant Steck had an amazing catch.
Yes, he did.
Jackson Aker had a great catch. But why are we throwing them one time? Like, let's expand our reach. Okay, I think those are all good things, and I'm excited. Listen, the defense only gave up 1 score each quarter.
Yeah.
Right? That's good. It sounds terrible, but like games are always won when you score more than 24. But if you score 31 points, you're going to win the game, most likely. Right? Like, so I think our defense is playing as hard as they can. And set the edge. But you know what? Things happen. You didn't think Michigan wasn't going to score.
Yeah.
So I thought we did a pretty good job of containing the explosiveness. Yes, they had a lot of explosive plays, but we did a good job. The offense needs to step up. Now, bad, I'm going to go referees.
Yep.
I think some tackling here and there. We missed a couple tackles that gave 5, 6, 7 yards. And I think that's it. I'm sure you have more. I make a list overnight in my head when I'm feeding the baby at like 1 a.m, but then I wake up and forget everything.
It's not necessarily bad, but the offensive line, especially on the right side, still not getting a ton of push. They were ineffective really running to the right side. I thought Brunner and Malman were better on the left side. Heinzen was okay at center. I thought that he was an improvement over Ryan Corey and Kerry Kadonko. At center, he did have that one low snap that Hunter Simmons handled really well on that end around to Kekahuna. I was really impressed with Simmons' ball handling. I was really impressed with Simmons' just overall demeanor. He did not get rattled. It did not seem like the moment was too big for him. That being said, if they're going to have success against Iowa, who always has a good run defense, they are going to need to get better. Looking at the PFF grades, Emerson Mandel had his worst game of the season. And I still don't love all of the shuffling at right guard. I think you got to just put Cubberley in there and let him let him roll there on the right hand side of the offensive line. So that's going to be kind of my other bad there. Yes, Bryce Underwood set a career high 270 passing yards. Even that being said, though, I felt like he was able to get in rhythm with Donovan McCulley and Andrew Marsh, the freshman for Michigan. Had a solid game for him. I think it was his debut on the season, or one of his first games. First game he really broke out. That being said, they only hit 6 different receivers, whereas we hit 8 different receivers. And but they did have a problem containing McCulley. And we've seen Wisconsin get beat pretty bad by Jeremy Bernard, especially against Alabama. And at least going in though to Iowa, looking forward a little bit here too early. The thing is that Iowa doesn't have a great passing attack. Wisconsin has a rush defense. Our friends at FanDuel have Wisconsin as a 1.5 point home dog to Iowa. This is going to be a winnable game. Before we get into that, though, Bernie, we've talked the good, we've talked the bad. We got to talk a little bit ugly. We all know how crucial your data security is. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers take your data and profit off of it. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details, leading to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, and more. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone who's worked in higher education for a long time, I know just how crucial data security is to make sure that student info stays private. But no matter what industry you're in, data security is one of the most important parts of your personal and professional life. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount to our listeners here on Believe in Badgers. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting PRO, that's P-R-O, to 64000. The only way to get 20% off is by texting PRO to 64000. That's PRO to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. Hey folks, before we continue, I want to remind everyone tuning in that we continue to be proudly presented by Chris Anicetti and his entire team over at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. If you're a collegiate athlete or parent of a collegiate athlete navigating NIL opportunities, Chris and his team are here to help maximize your earnings and protect your future. We all know that athletes train hard to be the best on the field, but who's making sure they're winning off the field? Chris Anicetti and his entire team at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. That's who. They don't just manage your money. They handle your entire financial world. From building a rock-solid financial plan tailored for athletes to paying bills, budgeting, setting up LLCs, and securing financing for cars, equipment, and whatever else you need so that you can focus on your game. Your career is short. Make every dollar count. Oak Bridge Wealth Management, where athletes build lasting wealth. Get in touch with Chris on Instagram at oakbridgewm_Anicetti. That's oakbridgewm_ANICETE, or head on over to their website at oakbridgewealthmgmt.com. Chris Anicetti, Oak Bridge Wealth Management, they've been helping a lot of NCAA athletes and professional athletes get their money right. There's no one else better for this around that you are going to find. So make sure to get in touch with Chris and support the people who support us. All right, we're going to hop back into the show. Where do you want to start?
Oh boy. Well, I'll say bad is that we scored on the first series and the last series. I'm not going to say it's ugly, but I'm going to say it's bad. I would say the right side of our line is not ugly, but it's verging on ugly. I mean, that's where they got that sack at the end of the game. They attacked those guys more. When you see linemen running towards the quarterback, that's not a good thing. But I would say ugly for sure is the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yes.
Coaching.
That's my ugly, is the last 5 minutes of the game. I do not understand why Coach Fickle kept all of his timeouts in his back pocket. Well, Michigan gets the ball, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left. It's a 2-score game. Crazier things have happened in college football. If you still have a 1% chance to win the game, you need to be giving your team every opportunity to do so.
Let's go back before that, though. Let's go back. First off, there's 5 minutes, let's say, left. 4th and 4, we go for it. Grant Stack has a great catch.
Yeah.
So we go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Then we go on 3rd and down, we get sacked -12. So it's 4th and 20 with whatever. I don't understand kicking a field goal. The points don't make sense to me.
They do if you're trying to cover that 17.5 points.
If you're betting, yes. So if
you got Michigan at 16.5, you are mad.
Listen, yes, it's a weird thing if you look at the betting. But if we're not going to talk about betting and we're going to talk about you're down 24-7, a field goal doesn't do you haven't scored and you're on their side of the field, 4th and 20, you haven't scored. 4th and 20. First off, I think Hunter Simmons needs to learn that on 3rd down, he cannot take a sack. I mean, you got to throw the ball. Number 12 is in the corner of the end zone. Throw it over his head.
Yep.
What's the difference? If you get a penalty, it doesn't matter. You get a sack, it matters. It doesn't. Both of them are bad.
Yes.
But if you throw it over his head and it's uncatchable, but he's there, and now
you're not getting an intentional grounding with that. You got to throw it away.
You got to throw it away. So I don't get why we don't go for it.
Well, I get why you don't go for it on 4th and 20. Like,
why? We can't score. We cannot move the ball.
Here's the thing. You need 3 scores, right? You need 3 scores. And so if you're not going to, I understand the field goal. I don't understand not using the timeout.
I don't understand the field goal. I
understand the field goal. You're going to need 3 scores. And so,
but Matt Perkins, we were not close to scoring all game after the first series.
Yeah.
So you don't, for me, I don't take the points. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get it. I'm not, listen, we haven't gotten close to the red zone or scoring a touchdown and there we are, 4th quarter. And if we score a touchdown, that brings us a lot of momentum.
Yep.
You kick a field goal. Okay, we still have to score twice more, and we've only scored 1 touchdown. I'm taking those data points and saying, I'm throwing it in the end zone.
Bernie, who am I talking to today? You're talking about data points, Bernie.
It's crazy.
You run off of vibes. You don't run off of data points. Who are you?
All I'm saying is I'm going for it on 4th down. If you throw an interception, they get the ball in the 20. It's bad field position for them. You kick a field goal. You've put us to down 14. We have 3 minutes left. We haven't been explosive a lot of the game. To me, the expectation is we're not going to do that. And then if you're going to do that, what is your deal? Leaving the game with 3 timeouts. To me, that is asinine.
Yes.
I feel so bad because you can see the defense after we didn't call some of them. They gave up. The last 3 plays, they almost scored because on the first 2 plays we didn't do anything. Dude, they threw a pass and ran out of bounds. Yeah. That's 4 timeouts we have. It just blows my mind. That is coaching. That is being shocked as in blank in this big, I just don't get it. There's no reason to not call timeouts. If anything, the optics are you're trying to win.
Yeah.
The announcers were like, I have no idea what's going on. Those guys watch more football than you and I watch, and they're shocked. So my ugly is coach. I mean, I actually think we were prepared for the game, but the end, everyone, couch potato, and someone who's never played football is literally going, why do we have 3 timeouts, and why do we end the game with 3 timeouts?
You can't take them with you.
It's like money. You're not going to heaven with it. You might as well just get rid of it, give it to somebody. I'm just shocked. That was so shocking and so disappointing with a game that honestly, yes, it's tough to swallow because we played hard, we played well. I think the energy of the guys was up, but what message does that send? You're
The
not
message it
trying?
sends
You want
to
to
me
get
is
out
that
of
the
it?
coaching staff doesn't believe in them. And that is really frustrating because I think we have seen, even in losses, the players do not give up. The players.
So weird. I'm so annoyed by that.
Yes, that was far and away the most frustrating thing from this game for me.
And Matt Perkins, it's the easiest thing to do, right? Like, like every coach on every level knows you need as much time as possible.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe they fumble and we actually recovered. I think that sucked for us too. They had 2 fumbles, they recovered it. But imagine if we call timeout and then, I don't know, somebody slips and we get the ball back. Yeah. Now we have time.
Yes.
Like, to not call a timeout, to let it just go. To me, that's the message. And I know that we just said this. The message is, we're getting out of here. We did our best, but we don't think we can do any more, and we're out. And it's, to me as a player, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, I don't know. You'd lose me. Like, I'd be like, Coach, what on? Or unless you have like the best answer, I don't know why you don't do that. I don't know why there's not another coach saying timeout. There's just no reason for it.
And on top of that, Coach Fick in the post game would not address it either. And
what does that even mean?
You got to take some accountability for it.
Dude, what are you? It's just frustrating. Listen, I like Coach Fickle as a person, but that I don't understand.
No, I will not understand that.
You're not going to address it? What? You get paid $8 million. You address it.
Yeah.
You address it 8 million times if someone asks.
Absolutely.
It's just, I mean, that is like, I don't know where to go with that.
I don't know where to go with that, but I think, Bernie, where you and I need to go with that is looking forward to Iowa. Like we said, we'll be there. We are excited about it. I think that this is the most winnable game left on the schedule. Totally. Maybe Minnesota, but the schedule doesn't get easier from here, but Iowa is a beatable team. We've seen them already lose twice this year. I think they lost to Iowa State, they lost to Indiana, and now Wisconsin doesn't necessarily have the firepower of either of those two teams. That being said, Wisconsin has a better run defense than either of those two teams, and Iowa's going to want to run the ball. Mark Gronowski, their quarterback, has not been great coming over from South Dakota State this year, and my best friend is an Iowa fan. Who knows how that happened, but even he said, like, he's worse than Deacon Hill in Josh's names, and that is saying something. Yes, we saw what Deacon Hill beat Wisconsin a couple of years ago. We don't need to relive that one. That being said, Iowa does not trust their quarterback, Gronowski. And so I think that if the defensive line and the run defense can keep up what they've shown that they can do, Wisconsin has more than a puncher's chance in this one.
We got to score points. We got to put points on the board.
And
I mean, that's it. That's been our Achilles heel. I mean, not really, but it's been our Achilles heel in a way, in a way that, 10 points ain't going to do it. And I know we scored 41 or whatever against Middle Tennessee State, but that's not real. That doesn't count. We need to do it when it's your life is on the line, and we got to keep the defense off the field and let them get a break. Listen, I'm pumped, man. This is a winnable game. It's homecoming. It's at night. People are going to be just like me, tuned up, gassed up with a lot of Coors Lights, and it's going to be awesome. A lot of dudes are coming back. It's just the whole conglomerate of this is homecoming. If you can't get up for this one, I'm expecting a beautiful day.
I'm certainly hoping so. And, but Bernie, like you mentioned The Office, Wisconsin is 124th nationally in total offense, 116th in rushing offense, 119th in scoring offense. Those are not good. That being said, they are 6th in rushing defense nationally, and 40th in total defense nationally, and yes, 95th against the pass. But Iowa doesn't have a passing game. Mm-hmm. This. Wisconsin wins if this turns into a truly old school Big Ten battle, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And, they keep it close and they're able to keep possession of the ball. And I think that Yeah, like I said, like Wisconsin has as good a chance to win this game as any game on the rest of their schedule.
Mm-hmm. Listen, it's going to be a fist fight, but get your mind right, and it's going to be a great atmosphere.
It is going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great atmosphere at Jay's with us on Saturday morning. So again, please join us there if you are in Madison. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to get to hear from some, former Badger greats, not just Bernie, who is still the greatest in my heart, but, we're going to have Lee Evans and Travis Beckham and Brian Calhoun and Klink and, maybe some other surprise guests that we're still trying to add to the roster there. But it'll be a lot of fun. We'll be kicking off right at 11, and we hope to see you there. And we hope to, see you here more on the podcast. So that will be our next show, not another show during the week this week, because Bernie and I are both traveling to Madison. I'm also about to head out to St. Louis for a business trip here in about 2 hours. So we'll both be on the road this week, but we really hope that everyone tuning in here is going to be able to join us in Madison. So until next time, we appreciate everyone tuning in to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oak Bridge Wealth Management. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, on Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.